It's been a long time, but we're finally back. Welcome to BRL Breakout Racing League ACC XBOX Tier or Group 1 at the Kyalami Circuit in Kyalami, South Africa. My name is Catcher up in the booth, and we're here, like I said, in South Africa for the Kyalami GP for round 5 of Group 1. It's called My Home in Zulu. That is the direct translation. Kyalami has been a host to 4 Formula 1 GPs, but that is not why we're here today. We're here for the Intercontinental GT Challenge and the 9 hours of Kyalami. It will start at 2 p.m. and end at 11 p.m. local time. It is in the game simulator, not actual, so it'll be a 45-minute race like it has always been. But like I said, it's been quite a long time, so let's go catch you up to speed on what you missed. You missed round 3 and round 4 due to a little difficulties from myself and a little bit of others, but it's mostly my fault, so blame me. Bathurst, you saw the great track that it is. It is very fun. It was very, very hectic. It was very exciting, to say the least. Zach JW22 got the pole position for the fellow Aussies, but could not give that streak up. Aircav was the victor there. Suzuka Juggernog won the pole, as we're actually on watching him. He won the pole and the race, so that is a great showing from him. So now that we've got you up to speed on the last 2 races for that, let's go look at the championship before we go talk about Kyalami itself. Bad Hunt is your championship leader, 60 points to his name, followed by Phantom, 55 behind Bad Hunt. Aldifer is P3, 46 points to his name, 14 behind Bad Hunt. And Aircav is P4 with his great finish at Bathurst, and a couple other finishes that he's had consistently has put him up in P4 with 16 points behind Bad Hunt and 2 behind Aldifer. Look out between those two for a good fight today to see if their championship battle can be heating up for P3. Juggernog in P5, like I said, he has 31 points to his name, so we'll see how that goes with him. All right, then, and let's actually talk about Kyalami real quick. 16 corners is a 4.529 kilometer, 2.814 mile track, with the lap record in the race, the Intercontinental GT Challenge, going a 142.876 by Nick Tandy in the Porsche 911 GT3R, but in qualifying, the lap record for an average was a 1 minute 42.521 by Team Honda Racing in the NSX GT3, so keep in mind those drivers are already going to be beating that. Like I said, Juggernog, a 40.8 is his best time at the moment in this practice session, so keep an eye out on him, looking pretty quick. Neymar, 3/10 behind him, looking pretty quick also, with a 41.1 as well, so we'll figure that one out. So 1 second. Yeah, so actually keep in mind, let's go on board with some of the guys here. Let's go more with Zach. He had a good showing in the last couple of races. He was really good at Silverstone. Obviously got pole in Bathurst. It was looking really quick in Suzuka, I'm sorry. So we'll see how he does right now. 1.5 seconds off Juggernaut's time in the 142s at the moment, but practice is all about tuning your car, making you go as fast as you can, getting the most comfortable you can with the car. We'll see what Zach can do, trying to get his Porsche up the field. DXD, another good qualifier and racer from the last 2 Grand Prix. He's gotten P2 both times, I believe. We go check that out to make sure I am correct. But regardless, see what he can do in this race. Yeah, he got P2 at Bathurst in qualifying and P2 in Suzuka in qualifying. Can he finally go one better and grab pole? And another thing is, qualifying is one thing, the race is another. He's not been fortunate in the race. Can he finally turn that luck around and grab a good finish from himself? He got a P2 in Bathurst. Can he follow it up at Kyalami 1 week removed? So, following up as well, Phantom. He's had a good opening couple of rounds, but has had a little bit of a slump at Bathurst. He finished P10, so not a great finish from him after Silverstone, but he kind of followed it up. P3 was almost so close. It was 89 1/1000 of a second separating him and Aldifer for P2 at Suzuka. Can he continue his momentum from last week to this week? Zach, like I said, we'll see if he can do. He's already 4/10 up, or behind Juggernaut, so already got improved by 1.1 seconds. We'll see what he can do. Phantom around the final corner to improve his lap. Can he go any faster? We'll go through as well. Jug, like I said, he's had a really, really good momentum over the last couple of races. Can he keep that one up? Because Juggernaut is looking really quick at the moment. We'll see if he can make that another pole, 2 for 2, in the last 2 rounds. He's also been really good out front. So if he can keep the Lamborghini on track and really consistent, you could see another Juggernaut victory here at Kyalami. B-Dunk and the Bentley. He's not had that great of finishes as of late. He did not attend Suzuka, unfortunately, or Bathurst. Both races did not attend, I don't think. No, he did. He attended Bathurst, but he had a D and F, but did not start Suzuka, I was right. So we'll see if he can turn his last couple of races around, put that in the back of his mind, but not completely out of the way. He needs a good finish here today to continue up and try to get himself back in the championship fight. It is quite early in the season. You could still see it happen. With 16 rounds and 4 being done, you still have 12 Grand Prix to make it up. Let's see what he can do. Skeppy, let's see what he can do in the Godzilla and the Nissan. Can he try to make that Nissan do what it does best and stay very, very quick? He's showed it time and time again. He can win the race. He just has to keep it the track to his liking. The entire Grand Prix is 45 minutes. It's going to be quite a difficult struggle, not only for him, but for the rest of the grid to get that. In front of him is SF1776, who actually went to the Mercedes-Benz over at Bathurst. So no longer is he in the Nissan or the Lexus Club. He goes up 1.2 seconds behind. Skeppy, though, he goes up 1.1 seconds behind P6 for him. Dumps Phantom. But yeah, SF1776 in the Mercedes. We'll see what he can do in the rest of the grid. Taylor in the Ferrari. He's still in the pits at the moment, trying to fine-tune his car and his setup and make it to his liking. Deer Hunter is also in the pits as well as FSR Josh. Both trying to figure out what they can do to make their car the best it possibly can be at the moment. Let's go with our championship leader at the moment, Bad Hunt. He is one of the only Lexuses in the actual party, or in the actual the game at the moment. I think he is the only one. Yes, he is. So it's been quite a turnaround from him. Yeah, so quite a turnaround for the Lexus gang. It was 1-2-3 at round 1. It was almost a 1. It was actually almost, I think it was a 1-2 in Silverstone, and it has been quite the opposite as of late. Now he looks like he's the only one flying the Lexus flag. Still, though, the only one flying the Lamborghini flag has been Jug, but that doesn't mean much whenever he's been at the top of the grid most of the time. So good for him. We'll see if he can continue that streak. Like I said, the momentum is high with Jug. We'll see what he can do in the Grand Prix itself. A lot of corners on this track that is very, very fun, very flowing, with a lot of elevation change. Like I said, around the 16 corners here at Kyalami. It's really, really enjoyable as a driver. We'll see how well they can benefit through the left here flat in the dry. So obviously it's going to have some quite fun racing. Going through, that is about 5/100ths of a second separating Jug and DXD for the practice pole position, if you would try to say. Zach is only a 10th off of that, not too far away. Neymar's 5/10ths. Skeppy not too far off at Neymar, only about 78/100ths of a second, or 1,000ths of a second separating Skeppy and Neymar. B-Dunk 8/10ths off of the quickest lap so far. SF1776 is 1 second off, almost exact, but he is 3/1000ths of a second ahead of Phantom and the Bentley, who's also in the pits, both of them there. Bad Hunt 1.3 seconds off the best lap so far. P9 at the moment. We'll see what he can do now. He's 1.1. SFR Josh, or SFR Josh, sorry. I'm not really great with names, apparently. 1.4 seconds off. Let's see what he can do in the Porsche. So there is about 6 minutes left of free practice, plenty of time for the drivers can see what best lap they can do. Originally, a 40.7 is what we're looking at from Juggernog, and we'll see what he can do in qualifying. Obviously, it's unlike, or it's a little bit differently than F1. You can run whatever fuel mode you want. You can run whatever engine mode you want in the practice session. So it's not like you are limited to fuel mode only in qualifying. So you could see a faster lap in practice than you could in qualifying. So that's going to be something to look out for. Just because it says a 40.7 doesn't mean we're going to go into the 39s or 38s. But we could. Jug, I think his lap for the Instagram was a 39.9, so we definitely could see 39s being made in qualifying. Gotta keep an eye on that. Formula in the Mercedes, he has also joined the session. Taylor's out on track. He's now behind Zach on track. So let's go on board with Taylor a bit. Through turn 1, the hairpin is quite off-cambered and really, really, really fun to drive, honestly. But through turn 2 and 3 up to turn 4, really, really fun and really elevating. It's very tricky on the exit. If you go a little bit off onto the grass, you can be spit out into the wall. Turn 5, the right-hander here, it is very, very deceiving. It looks like you can go faster, but it definitely tightens up on apex. It was very enjoyable indeed. The left-hander here of turn 6, it has almost a late apex, but really very difficult on exit like it was with turn 3, or turn 4 I meant. Now turn 7, which goes quickly into turn 8, the S section. Up into 9, now into 10, which is the hairpin left, which is very, very crucial, because if you get a good exit off of this corner, going down into the left, oh, Taylor goes a little bit off onto the gravel, or onto the grass, but obviously it's an outlap, and he does not hit anything, so nothing been damaged there. Onto the flat left, and now into the off-camber late apex right, which is very tricky indeed for the drivers. Keep an eye on that for a good braking opportunity. And definitely for that as well, a half spin from Taylor. I'm sorry, Taylor. But now we're into the final part of the track, the penultimate corner in turn 15. And there's a sausage curve that Taylor's demonstrating what not to do again. I'm sorry, Taylor. Now he backs into the wall. That's going to be damage. And back to the pits. I'm sorry, Taylor. It had to be done. Go through, yeah, Bad Hunt goes through turn 3, or turn 4 now into his way before turn 5. It's going to be difficult to go through, but it's going to be interesting indeed. It's going to be fun. Skeppy right now sits P5. Hasn't really much. We'll see what he can do in his Nissan. Some quite interesting liveries and really, really fun ones as well that we saw from the beginning of Brands Hatch and how they have adjusted and how much they've improved for the better, really. Jug has improved, or has changed from his golden Lamborghini livery. By the way, Josh just goes provisional fast 602. It's about a tenth faster than Juggernog in the Lamborghini. I don't think Josh has actually changed his livery in the Porsche, but why would he need to? It's a very good one indeed, very unique and very colorful. Jugs from the golden to the more purple, which is quite for the better. It looks really good on the Lamborghini. DXD has fine-tuned his livery a little bit, but has not changed it too much in the Ferrari. Zach's livery has not changed much, but he has gone for a more bluish black-gray kind of livery contrast, which really looks good on the Porsche as he goes a little bit too off track. Penultimate corner and now into the pit lane. Neymar has gone for a special livery for the South African Grand Prix, having the South African flag on the Mercedes AMG as he dives in the back behind Bad Hunt. Skeppy in his Nissan has gotten a good livery as well. His nice contrast colors, I quite like it. But this turned into an art gallery apparently of what I'm doing. B-Dunk is off the track on the gravel. The Bentley. Turns on safely, getting out of the way of Deere and everyone else who is in there. SF1776, like I said, went to the Merc. It's an HWA. Bantam has gone like the Bentley. A very, I quite like that. I think Bad Hunt may be one of the only ones that has not changed his livery yet since round 1. So, that is quite the consistency for him, I guess. But there's a little 3, almost 4 car train here, so we'll keep an eye on him. Deer Hunter in the Aston Martin. Taylor in the Ferrari. If Mercedes is actually in this train leading it. No, it's not actually. He may have darted off. No, he's by Skeppy. Keep an eye on the timing sheets to make sure everything else. I think Neymar may have gone just a tad faster on his flying lap. He's now about 6/10 behind that of Josh now. Got about 1 minute and 20 seconds left in practice. Neymar goes a little bit wide on the penultimate corner. But that's pretty much going to be it. This is going to be the final flying lap for these guys to get the final time. Neymar a little bit squirrely off of the final corner, turn 16. If he's not careful, he may have to watch out for Deer Hunter if Deer Hunter decides to make that move. Because the Aston, I think, has a little bit more braking power in front of that car than the Mercedes does, I'm sorry. So we could possibly see some late lunges deep in turn 1. So we'll see how these guys, there's a lot of good opportunity to overtake. They just got to be confident on the car, on the brakes, on the power, and definitely be smooth on the steering. So if you get one thing wrong, you could go off. It's not like a Formula 1 car where you have more precision and a real chance to correct it if you go a little bit off. With a GT car, I mean, if you go just a millimeter too late in the turn, you may be going off wide and somewhere into a barrier. So keep an eye on that as Deer Hunter tries to go for a move. That is off the track and in the gravel. Not sure where actually he went. There he is. Oh, and Neymar does the same. He hops over a curb. Yeah, but going straight though. Oh, collision, Neymar and Deer Hunter. Not ideal in practice. Not at all, especially because the safety rating does get affected by any laps you do. So that is up max wait time, and the timer is now on. Session for qualifying is about to be starting. Practice is over. That is Neymar and Deer Hunter again. Boys, settle down. That Aston's toast. That's... Ooh. Now with Taylor going through up into the final couple of corners as well. See if he can finally get any time to lap in. Ferrari looking quite clean. Let's see if he adjusted it from the last time he went to the alternate corner. He went over the curb. Yes, he does. He does stay on track. And now into the final corner for hopefully a timed lap. There is Deer's Aston Martin stricken to the side of the final corner. That is it.
Green light. Give it all you can.
So qualifying now starts at Kyalami. Gotta look. session now. Sorry for the wait. So, like I said, the session will start at 2 p.m., the 9 hours of Kyalami simulated in the race, of course. So, it will end around 11 p.m. local time. As you see, the session will start at 1400 hours. So, let's see. Keep an eye on the temperature as well. As you saw, the air temperature is at 24 degrees centigrade and the track temperature is at 36 degrees. So the tires will cool down as the day progresses. And we're going to have to keep an eye on that session. Qualifying has started 12 minutes left in the books. Just keep an eye on it. Juggernaut had a good practice session. He got qualifying pole last week at Suzuka and won the race. We'll see what he can do to replicate that again. Josh, he got the fastest lap provision and actually now unofficially in practice with a 40.6. Let's see if he can replicate that lap in qualifying. I believe the first one to cross the line may actually be that of maybe Neymar. Let's see, it will be Neymar through the penultimate corner now. Let's see if it will be a good lap for him, valid, or maybe an outlap. We're not really sure. Regardless, on turn 16 to cross the line in the Mercedes AMG. And it is a 41.0 for Neymar. That is going to be enough lap for him. We'll see what he can do. Provisional pole has now been set. That was chase it down. 40.5. DXC's already smashed the practice lap of Josh. Neymar now is ahead of Phantom, 1.5 flat behind. B-Dunk is 3/10 behind. DXC goes provisional P2. Here comes Josh. Can he do anything? Josh is a second off. He did a 41.5. We'll see if, as the day progresses, what can be done. Deer Hunter, 2.2 seconds off the fastest lap. The next one to cross the line should be Zach, if I'm mistaken, around in the final couple of sectors, final couple of corners. We'll see what happens there. Now into the third to final corner, the turn 14. The Porsche. Through to the alternate corner now, stays on the track, but just now into the final corner. The Porsche comes around turn 16. Is it going to be a match of the other Porsche in the lobby of Josh with a 41.5, or is it going to be faster? What can Zach do as he comes up to the line? He goes to start the lap. I'm dumb. The loaders are going up to the line now. I believe 1776 will start a lap. Skeppy and Ishigo and Phantom all going through the final sector now. Keep an eye on them. Jug not too far behind outside the penultimate corner. The two other cars going up. I believe that's going to be Formula, and I believe it's just Formula. Regardless, Formula goes up to the line. There's Juggernaut behind him. Formula starts a lap. Is Juggernaut going to start a lap, or is he going to actually set a lap? Juggernaut goes 15 1/1000th of a second behind DXC Ishigo with 140.5. Skeppy goes P5, 6/10 behind Phantom. He goes P6, 9/10 behind, almost a full second. There's DXC Ishigo, I believe, going up the line again. He does not improve on his time. B-Duck behind him. He does go about 3/10 faster. Josh, he stays. That's Deer Hunter behind. What can Deer Hunter do? Can he improve on his lap? No, he can't. He still stays P9 at the moment, but there's a lot more time to go. 9 minutes left in the session. The next one across the line will be Zach. He would actually set a lap if he kept valid. We'll keep it and look at that. You know what? Let's have fun. Oh, Zach's wide into the gravel in the final alternate corner. That is definitely going to be invalidated. So we'll have to wait another lap to see what Zach can do. I believe that is going to be Formula. It is going to be as of 1776. Get on it. 1776 with it's 1.6 seconds off of the DXC Ishigo's original pole time. About there's still a long way to go. I believe that is actually going to be Formula now. Yes, he is now. It's going to be Formula. And the train of cars, Formula goes wide at the multiple corner. It's going to actually hamper his lap. That's Juggernaut behind him. And, ooh, that may have impeded him. We'll see if it did or not. He's 15 thousandths behind Ishigo right now. Is it an improvement? Yes, it is. 40.3. Almost 2/10 ahead of Ishigo, but now the train goes again. Ishigo comes out of the pits. Here comes B-Dunk. Deer Hunter may have overtaken B-Dunk on a lap. B-Dunk may have made a mistake. Deer Hunter goes into pit. Swift. Do you have the code? Proud Swift. Let's put that in. Josh goes up to P3. I missed that one. He's about 2.5 tenths off of Juggernaut's whole time. 7 minutes left in the session to go. Zach is actually going to go up to the line. Can Zach make it finally for a valid lap? He comes across the line. Yes, he does. That is P2, about a tenth off. Almost 2. Barely ahead, about 18 thousandths of a second ahead of DXD Ishigo. And we'll get provisional P2 with the Porsche front row at the moment. Still about 7 minutes to go. So we could still have a definite chance. Here comes Taylor on the final corner in the Ferrari. He goes up to turn 16 up to the line. He's P9 at the moment, 1.5 seconds off of the pole time with about a 41.8. Is that going to be an improvement? It not so much. It's been a slight improvement, but not much. I don't think those that. I believe that maybe that's what name are. There's a lot of cars. That's why we're just going 76. That may actually be Skeppy. Regardless, no improvement from Skeppy. Now let's go look at 76. Neymar, 76 doesn't improve. Josh, does he improve? No, he doesn't. This train is quite a long one. Young doesn't improve either, so about 5 minutes left in the session. Let's see what can be done. You in yet? That Hunting still yet to settle lap, only one remaining. Formula is P12 at the moment, 3.6 seconds off. Deer Hunter P11, 2.4 seconds off right now. And SF1776, 1.8 seconds off. About 14.1 at the moment. About a 9/10 gap between 8th and 9th between Neymar and Taylor. Across the line may have actually been Zach. Zach goes provisional pole, 39.9. I said it, we could see it 39, and I was right. 3 tenths ahead of Juggernaut, provisionally with 4 minutes and 58 seconds to go. So that is a definite chance. Can it happen again? Taylor on the final corner. You finally in yet? No, try again. Taylor is P9 at the moment, 1.9 seconds. He stays P9. That's Deer Hunter behind him. He's 2.8 seconds behind. Will he stay 2.8 seconds? He doesn't improve. Jug, he's P2, 3 tenths off, almost 4. Can he improve? No, he doesn't. Formula, he's P12 at the moment, 4.4 seconds. Almost flat. Off original pole time, 3.7 for him. Ishigo, he's P3 at the moment, 5 tenths off. Does he improve? No, he doesn't. 1776, he's 2.2 in P10 at the moment. Josh behind him. 1776 does not improve. Josh doesn't either. And by the way, Skeppy and Phantom both have set the exact same lap time, and they're both by each other on track. Isn't that just amazing? So Zach will actually be going up to the line again. Will he set another flying lap, or will he? No, he's going to keep going now. Isn't going to be an improvement. Well, 3 minutes to go. He'll get about 1 or 2 more laps out of it if he's fueled that much. He's 39.9 at the moment. Is he going to improve by that at all? No, he doesn't. He does not improve. He stays P1, though. 3.4 tenths off of Jug in P2. The next car across, that will be Deer Hunter. Cars behind him are Skeppy and Phantom. So we'll see what they can do. Jug behind him directly, so we'll see what he can do. Can he try to challenge Zach for provisional pole at the moment? Still about 3 minutes left to go in the session. 16 corners at Kyalami. There's 16 chances for a great lap, or 16 chances for a great mistake. Let's see if Deer Hunter can improve his lap. 2.8 seconds off. He goes P9. Juggernaut, he's P2 at the moment. He improves, but slightly. Phantom, he's P7 at the moment. It's at the same time as Skeppy. Does he improve? No, he doesn't. Skeppy, he doesn't improve either. Formula, he is P13 at the moment. He stays P13. Bad Hunt goes P11. I missed that one out. I believe that is going to be Neymar's going up. There's a couple of cars in front of him. Not sure exactly. Does Neymar improve? It was Josh. Josh does not improve. B-Dunk goes P4. He goes ahead of Josh. Neymar doesn't improve either. I believe that is Ishigo going up to the line. He's 5/10 off. No, he's actually coming out of the pits. Oh, B-Dunk's off. I believe that is a hairpin. It is. This before. I believe that is turn 13. Turn 12 or 13. He is going to do the next one to technically cross the line, but not for a valid or flying lap. Deer Hunter will be the first one to cross the line. At a chance of a lap. Juggernaut not too far behind. Was going to follow the final lap with him. 1 minute and 40 seconds left of the session, so Deer Hunter has a chance to finish this lap and start one final one. This may be the final chance for these guys, and final chance for Jug. He could possibly back up now, unless he's not on a flying lap now. See if he can try to get it. Zach's in the pits. He's probably not going to have a chance to come out. No, he won't. So his time is done. 39.9. That Zach clocks in. He thinks that's going to be enough. Deer Hunter, P11 at the moment. 1.8 seconds off. Can he improve? He does, but slight. Juggernog, he does improve. 1.9, or is about 2/10 off. Phantom, he goes ahead of Skeppy. Skeppy, does he improve? Skeppy of Skeppy, P6 to P7. Those two drivers there. The next one, I believe, will actually be at Ishigo. It's not. It is. I'm not actually sure who it is. We'll go through regardless. I think that is. Is that Bad Hunt? Not sure. Anyway, DXC Ishigo, he comes up to the line. He's 5/10 off, almost 6. Can he improve and put his Ferrari on the front row? At the moment, no, he does not. That is Bad Hunt behind him. Bad Hunt goes P9. He improved the rest of 1776 by about a couple hundredths of a second. The next one behind him, I believe that is Taylor. No, Taylor's in the pits. He's done. Next one to cross the line will be Deer Hunter, so we'll see what he can do. 1.7 seconds off. So 13 of the 18 drivers have showed up today, and that is it. Max wait time timer is on. Session is over. Finish the flying lap you're on. Deer Hunter, can he improve? Looks like Jug may not being on a flying lap because Jug is a lot farther back than Deer Hunter than he was last time. Can Deer Hunter do it? Around the final corner. Yep, Jug is in the pits. Same with B-Dunk and Josh. Neymar, Skeppy. Neymar actually jumps Skeppy for P7. Deer Hunter 1.7 seconds off. He goes P9. Phantom, he's around the final corner. He's actually spun round. Or maybe parking off. Yes, he's parking off. That is the next one. I believe that is Ishigo. Yep, it is. Through the off-camber late apex left right-hander. Now he has 2 more corners to go. He's about 5/10 off of the pole time. And Zach, can he get his Ferrari on the front row? He needs to improve by about 4/10 to get to P2. About 6 to get to P1. Can it be done? Around turn 16 of the Ferrari. He's gotten P2 in the last 2 races in qualifying. Can he make it a 3rd time? No, he can't. Just by a little bit. Missed off just by a little bit. And I believe that is Bad Hunt goes P8. Jump Skeppy. So that is the qualifying 1 complete for the Kyalami GP. So the drivers are now going to fix their cars, fuel their cars, get everything right. As they wait, Skeppy's doing donuts. Oh, almost spun it back in the pit box. B-Dunk's doing donuts too. A little bit of screen time, why not? What is happening? There we go. I have about a minute. I have a minute and 55 seconds to get back in. I gotta hurry. So actually, now that we have a chance, I probably can talk you through the qualifying order. So Zach, JW22, grabs the pole position, a 139.9, puts the Porsche on the front row of the grid on pole position. By Juggernog, P2, he got a pole last week and got the win, and he's going to start this race from the front row with almost clean track with only just one car ahead of him. DXC Ishigo starts P3. His streak of second places in qualifying has now been broken, but he still has a good chance to combat that in the race. B-Dunk starts P4. His Bentley is going to be on the second row of the grid. FSR Josh P5 with Phantom in P6. On the third row of the grid, Neymar and Bad Hunt P7 and P8 respectively. That is going to be on the fourth row of the grid. Deer Hunter and SF1776. On the fifth row of the grid, Taylor Chan and FRA Formula in the sixth row of the grid. Wait, no, I messed that one up severely. Skeppy and Deer Hunter are on the fifth row of the grid. SF1776 and Taylor Clan are on the sixth row, and Formula will start P13, 2.9 seconds off pole time. So that puts plenty of time for these drivers to have 45 minutes. The Grand Prix is now up to the race. Hopefully I got there back in time. I don't think I did. There we go. We're here, and we've already seen the start of the race. That is Zach going around this Juggernaut to turn 1 and now P2. Look at DXD now goes to P3, challenging the Porsche for P2. He's going to grab it and get ahead of Zach. Zoko's from first to third. FSR Josh in P4. He gets ahead of B-Dunk. Going through now, B-Dunk having a little bit of trouble, a little bit of contact. This Neymar, they're about going 2-3 wide of the pack. Let's go on more with Taylor. He's going to see all of this through. Look at all these through the timing line. Taylor gets ahead of SF1776 and Deer Hunter. Now chasing down Neymar, ahead of B-Dunk and Phantom, trying to go see. But up front, Juggernaut gets ahead of DXC Ishigo, gets ahead P2 for DXC. Like I said, he has a good chance of getting. Zach P3, ahead of Josh, ahead of Bad Hunt, ahead of Phantom, ahead of B-Dunk. B-Dunk's now pressurizing Phantom in the Bentley. The Bentley's going to see what they can do. B-Dunk actually falls back a bit. Neymar is going to have to now challenge B-Dunk, but has to look out behind as Taylor Clan got passed by 1776. On their charge for P9 there. That's a contact. I believe Neymar's been spun around. We're contact. Deer Hunter is now involved in that as well. Those two had a little bit of history. Skeppy's down in P12. Formula P13. Actually, I'm sorry. Formula is P11, and Taylor is P13. Taylor had a little bit of an issue, I believe, going through one of the corners there up front. DXD's now going to follow down. Jug has got a little bit of a gap, about 7/10 through the last timing line now going through turn 16. We'll see what the timing gap will be. They have one mandatory pit stop required in this race. You have to go in and change tires. So we'll see what it will be. Pit lane is not opened. Yes, it is. But 0.6 is the gap between DXD, Ichigo, and by Juggernog. We'll see what they can do. Zach is about 1 second behind. Josh, the Porsche, trying to go challenge his Porsche teammate in Zach. Phantom, and now Bad Hunt. Look at him. He started all the way down. P8 goes up 2 positions. Not actually that far down. Bad Hunt now going up, challenging Phantom. B-Dunk has a little bit of space ahead of SF1776. Neymar gets passed by 1776. The 2 mark swap positions. Deer Hunter P10 ahead of Skeppy. It was actually been spun around. It's around and in the gravel. Now Taylor gets ahead up into P11. Formula P12 and Skeppy P13. Making contact from the Mercedes on the Nissan. Back up front, we can look at Jug and DXD's progress. DXD's a little bit closer to Jug than he was the last time, about 4/10, almost 5, as he goes to the second timing zone into the chicane. Late braking for the Ferrari. Look how close he closed up on the back of the Lamborghini there. Better traction for the Ferrari. Can the Lamborghini defend off? It's not really an overtaking place into this flat left-hander unless he's trying to go down the outside. Nothing can be done there. Going into the right-hander, is he going to try to go for a late braking move? No, he's not. Stays behind Juggernog and the Lamborghini. How close those two are getting now. It has gotten Zach and Josh and Phantom into the party. If they're not careful, Zach could possibly go for a move. I've said that before many times. If you don't move someone in front of you, Zach will move you. Take that back to Silverstone with Bad Hunt and I think Aldifer. But going through the lap 2, the gap is 0.6 of a second, but not too far back is Zach, and he try to get the move. The Porsche is pretty good under braking. And he's trying to get the Ferrari. No, he cannot. Josh is going a little bit pressurizing on Zach. We'll see what they can do from there. We've already lost 1. I believe that is Formula 4. Is that the race? P13. Let's go through. Having there Taylor, and I believe that was Skeppy. Was that Deer Hunter? Deer Hunter. Yeah, Taylor goes around the outside of Deer Hunter and up into P10. So he now gets back in front of the Aston Martin Neymar. Like I said, behind about 2 seconds as SF1776 gets past B-Dunk. But look at, look, this Josh going to now be pressurized by Phantom. Who got back ahead of Bad Hunt, I think, or actually defended the position. I can't really Phantom actually gapped Bad Hunt, so now Phantom's now looking ahead onto the Porsche of Zach, and if Zach and Josh the chicane into the flat left, and we go. Jug still being caught. I guess more of a reasonable gap between himself and Ichigo. Now 0.7, about a 10th gain on the Lamborghini from the first and second sector on the Ferrari. Zach has kind of fallen back a bit as well. Maybe Dirty is still looking in as the weight from the car in front is starting to overheat the tires and maybe cause the drivers to lose a little bit of grip. But as they go through turn 16 again, so it's about a 1:40-second-ish lap time. So about 1:45. Let's do the quick math real quick. So 45 minutes. What is it? Actually, we're going to time 60 in seconds. Come on, you. Nice enough. Divided that by about, what is it? 5. Yeah, you know what, I'm not going to try. So, Ichigo now following a little bit closer now, 0.3 to the gap is the separating Juggernog and DXD. Ichigo. Zach's fallen back a bit, about a second gap to DXD, so now the two Porsches could possibly having some fun. That is Phantom off the track in the gravel and on to the track again. He lost a little bit of time to the back of Josh, so he's going to now have Bad Hunt for company. And looking forward to the back of the center. Close that gap a bit. So back up front between these two has been quite the race. They were 1-2 in qualifying in Suzuka. Now they're 1-2 in Kyalami. In the opening stages of the race, 38 minutes to go. Still a long way. It's been about 3 laps almost in this Grand Prix. A lot of opportunities for a lot of mistakes and a lot of triumphs. There is a definite chance of either a disconnect or maybe a speeding limit road. So there's definitely opportunity to have. As Jug gets a little bit squirrely off into the middle of the apex on the curve, that's going to reduce his traction. DXD gets the better exit. Now 4/10 is the gap. But Zach's not too far behind. He's now within a second of DXD's Ferrari. He now improved by about 2/10 or so from the middle of the sector. Look at DXD looking for that move, trying to late brake. Jug covers it off. It keeps ahead of the Ferrari, but with them two doing this, may compromise their line, get Zach even closer than he already is. DXD's really close to the back of the Lamborghini now. Not even a 10 separating those two. He's onto the grass, but keep going. A little bit better of an exit than the Lamborghini, and almost trying to find a way past between the Lamborghini and the Ferrari. Jug's been spun round by DXD. They both make contact. Jug spins round. DXD may have clattered the wall a tad, and that relinquishes Zach into the lead of the race. Phantom P2. He gets ahead of Josh. Where does Josh go? Josh was all the way back to P9. He had an incident I didn't even see. So then that puts Zach ahead of Phantom, ahead of SF1776, ahead of Bad Hunt, ahead of B-Dunk. And actually, no, I think Bad Hunt, then it's Juggernog and DXD. Okay, so those are falling back quite a bit. Let's take a look at the standings where they be. B-Dunk and actually Ishigo are actually battling, I believe. He didn't look for a move, nothing happening there. So yeah, Zach goes to timing line. Phantom is 1.1 seconds off. Porsche, SF1776, Bad Hunt, Juggernog, DXD, B-Dunk, Neymar, Josh, P9, Deer Hunter. Battling Taylor once more. These two cannot seem to separate each other. Those going to have a little bit more of a fight. Bad Hunt and SF1776 kind of evening out. Quite a bit over here. It was about a... Oh, 1776 makes a little mistake. Bad Hunt gets ahead. Now up into P4 for the championship leader. He's ahead by 5 points over Phantom at the moment. If this stands, Phantom will grab about... Actually, Bad Hunt's in P3. Even more points to him. That's going to only have a 3-point gap between Phantom and Bad Hunt, so they could leave this race with about a 2-point gap going into round 6, but keep in mind there's still a long way to go. Definite chance of a lot of opportunities to be had for both the drivers to have a better than it is going so far. Great start all the way for SF76. He started down P11, he's up to P4. Bad Hunt had a good start as well. He started P8, he's up to P3. Zach started on pole and relinquished back to third after a couple of corners, but with the collision between DXD and Juggernog, now that gets him back up into the lead. So let's see how these two recovered. Is there damage to the Ferrari? Because he did make contact with not only Juggernog, but I believe the wall as well. So you could have a little bit of aerodynamic damage and hampering to that Ferrari. Especially, it will hurt him through this corner here. He's going through this flat left-hander. It's sketchy. It's not necessarily quite as easy as you would think. So a little bit of a wrong line you can go on the track. So with an aerodynamic disadvantage for Ferrari, you can have the same kind of connotation. So keep that in mind. Juggernaut now trying to goes up to the back of Bad Hunt, who actually got passed by SF1776 in the market again. He gets back up to P3. Phantom and Zach are getting closer. About 6/10 is the gap between the Bentley and the Porsche. Let's see what Phantom can do. He's been quite quick so far in the opening stages of this race. Can he continue that pace? That Porsche just looks a little bit squirrely through a couple of corners, and Phantom's Bentley looks a lot smoother, so let's keep an eye on it as Phantom actually goes a little bit of a mistake through the apex. Commentator's cursing. Going through the field, still quite a good battle. Here's DXD Ishigo and Juggernog again, going through a similar corner, almost the same way they did last time. This time, no incident is made. Zach gets ahead of Phantom by about a second now, increases the gap by about 4/10 in the first sector. Keep that in mind as how well Zach and Phantom can go out. Look at Phantom, though. He's got a quite good S-section going up into the hairpin before the second timing line. That's right almost on the back bumper of the Porsche. A little bit of a mistake. Makes a little bit too much curb from Zach, but it looks like the better drive off goes to the Porsche. A little bit of a slide from Phantom's Bentley. That's down to 6/10 again, so about a 3/10 gain for the Bentley on Sector 2. 5/10, but look at Bad Hunt and SF76. They're pretty close, about a 10th into gap, trying to fight for this P3 that's edge of the podium spot. But don't keep, or actually keep in mind, Juggernog and DXD are looking for it as well. Juggernog is getting really close to the back of the Lexus in front. Manhunt makes a mistake, goes over the curb a bit. That pushes Jug up into P4. DXD going to try to see if he can make a move around the outside, maybe on the Ferrari. A little bit of hampered line from the Lexus, but cannot be done. Goes a little bit wide off the track, but he actually gets the toe from Juggernog. Now side by side going into turn 1 for DXD. Shigo and Manhunt is who will be better on the brakes. It's going to be the Lexus or the Ferrari. It looks like the Ferrari is a little bit better on the brakes. Around the outside, gets ahead and into P5. The Phantom's actually made a little bit of a mistake. He's lost quite a bit of time, about 2.1 seconds on Zach. Maybe a little bit of a half spin. So that could have definitely hampered his time to Zach. 3 seconds is the gap, so he's definitely made a mistake and lost 2 seconds to SF76 as well. So Juggernog is now up to P4, DXD's up to P5, Bad Hunt P6, B-Dunk is not too far back as well. He's trying to see if he can go chase down the Lexus of Bad Hunt as well. Neymar is about 3.5 seconds back from B-Dunk's Bentley. Josh is about 7.4 seconds back from Neymar, and about 8.8 or 8.0 is Skeppy, who's actually overtaken not only Deer Hunter but Taylor as well. They both have been pretty close to each other, so I'm not sure if they may have had a collision coming together. Oh, Taylor half spins and actually fully spins around. Gets it back going though, 180 and 360 moves are back on track. Straight now. Juggernog is about 8 tenths behind the Mercedes S76 to see if he can try and gain any more time on as possibly can. 3.3 is the gap between Phantom and Zach, which means even more time was lost that line between Bentley and Porsche. SF76 could not only have pressure from behind, but he could be starting to pressurize Phantom. A little bit of a train starting to form between and Ichigo, kind of almost following through trying to go and catch down. So 76. Jug is kind of broken off about a second or so on the Ferrari of Ichigo. So now into the conversation in the second sector for the, I believe his turn. So. Whoa, that's Ichigo off. That is in the wall. That is some heavy damage, it looks like, to that Ferrari. I believe he caught what I didn't, but I told him to look out for qualifying. He got a little bit off, a little bit too far off, and got onto the accident, which just spun the car around. That gets Juggernog a little bit more of a safer from behind. P6, about 3 tenths off the back of the Lexus. And B-Dunk trying to go and challenge championship leader. Yes, he does. Bad Hunt goes deep, and B-Dunk is now up into P5. So that's going to see if B-Dunk can now go catch down by Juggernog as he goes to catch down SF1776. 2.8 seconds is now the gap between Phantom and Zach. Zach's made a mistake. It's not 2.1. Or Phantom's had a master of a lap. 5 seconds to 1776. That's about 2 seconds increase. So Phantom's had an amazing lap. Trying to push and get his way back up and challenge Zach for the win. About 30 minutes left, 15 down. About 2/3 to go. Pit window should open any time next 5 minutes. So keep that in mind. You need a mandatory pit stop. You need pit for tires. But fuel is an option. Josh comes into the box. Does he go in? Yes, he does. He does go in.
The pit is now
physically. There it is. Pit window is now open. You need to take tires and put it under green and make sure you do not speed. You will get a 30-second stop go under the pit lane, which can definitely hurt your race. Trust me, I know. Juggernog looking through SF1776. Could these two have a battle here? Juggernog looks like he was looking for it, but now they're a little bit closer. Jughead is a really good exit. The S is now into the hairpin. SF76 goes defensive deep. The switchback contact, both spin spun around again. They keep going straight. SF76 is now into the wall. Oh, Jug almost runs back onto the traffic and hits Bad Hunt, so SF76 now has damage stopped on the track. Is this possibly the end for him? Yes, it is. So we lost now another one. We're down to 11 runners. Neymar comes into the box. Phantom comes into the box. B-Dunk as well. It's very, very tight in the interest of pit road. Oh, Neymar almost runs into the back of B-Dunk. B-Dunk may have an issue here. He stopped. He may have shut off the car. So Josh comes out of the pits. He's now been lapped twice now by Taylor, I believe. Deer Hunter's now in as well. Skeppy's now in. All these drivers are going to get their served mandatory pit stop, meaning they don't have to stop for the rest of the Grand Prix. So let's keep that in mind in relegation to Zach, Bad Hunt, DXD, Ishigo, and by Juggernog and see where they come out. By the way, Juggernog is now behind Ishigo after that incident. So Ishigo's damage may not be that bad to Jugs. Jugs had 2 incidences now. One has been spun around, not of his own doing at all. And one may have been just a little bit more racing incident. We'll release that duty to the stewards later. Deep as he goes through the hairpin now into the fast left. Side by side, these two were battling 1-2 until they made the collision. Now they're side by side going into the fast left-hander. Juggernog will get ahead of DXD. There's the damage I said could come in. And I was not wrong. I'm around the outside looking for the front of Ichigo. And it doesn't happen there. Phantom's got it all good. B-Dunk, Neymar, Deer Hunter, Josh. Oh, that is Ichigo around. Hits the curb. Gets the car fired up and going again. Looks like nothing happening wrong. He goes and takes the opportunity to go and stop. Zach stays out. Same with Bad Hunt and Juggernog. What does Taylor do? Taylor come in. He has Phantom not too far behind him. Taylor has gone around a couple times, so his tires could be a little bit more, I guess, in the sense of maybe he should take this opportunity to pit. We'll keep that out. But Phantom has now gotten past. He's now in clear air. We'll see what the Bentley can do. Chase down Zach and try to undercut the Porsche. And if you do not know what the undercut means, if Taylor does come in, it is basically when the car behind, or the car in front, tries to pit a lap or so ahead of the guy he's trying to fight in order to get the fresh rubber, get the fatter laps, and the clean air, and go and set better times while the other guy has to struggle and race on his older tires. So that's what Phantom is trying to pull off here. Zach's right now going for the overcut. He stayed out about a lap or so longer. Is this going to be another lap or not? The overcut's pretty much the exact opposite. Is where you try to stay out on your old rubber and bank on the fact that the other guy has a lot of traffic. That's basically what Zach is trying to do here to keep his clean air, keep his race according to him, and not have any struggles. He does go into the pits, so gets it down under speed. It looks like he's all good there. Well, Bad Hunt, he's about 12 seconds off now of Zach. Is he going to come in to stop? No, he will not. He will stay out and continue on for another time. Juggernaut goes in. You saw Deer Hunter, he's been lapped. But that also has Bad Hunt has to pit as well. He's now the provisional leader. Championship leader is now the provisional leader with around 25 minutes to go. Phantom, let's keep. He comes out. He's going about into the left-hander, the fast flat left-hander. Zach is still in his box. We have to keep in mind of these two. Where will Phantom come out? Will he jump Zach? If that's possible, then we could possibly see guys like Ishigo and Neymar. Actually, Ishigo's jumped Neymar. Just realized that even after the mistakes that Ishigo has had gone through, I don't think he's repaired his damage. It doesn't look like he has actually. So we could possibly see a real fight between these two. Jug's still in the pits. Zach's still in the pits, so Phantom's got to get him. Phantom comes through the final corner and does actually jump Zach. So Phantom is now your leader, who not only doesn't have to stop anymore, now has completely clean air. mean, there's no one in the same sector as him almost. Bad Hunt is already up by the chicane quite a bit away. Juggernaut actually jumps Zach as well. What happened to Zach? Zach comes out now behind Juggernaut and DXD Ishigo. It looks like Neymar may even get him as well. Not maybe a little too far back for the Mercedes. So Zach has gone from P1 to P5, not only behind Phantom, but Jug and Ishigo. Is that just the overcut, or was there a mistake happening from inside the pits that we don't know about for the Porsche? Bad Hunt goes into the pits now. Deer Hunter unlaps himself, meaning Taylor, Skeppy, and Josh are all a lap down at the moment. So we'll keep that in mind. Phantom is now at the hairpin. Bad Hunt is going into the box. So I think Phantom should easily get Bad Hunt here, unless Bad Hunt has a really, really quick pit stop.
We are halfway through. Keep pushing.
It should be pretty easy for Phantom to get ahead of Bad Hunt here, as now we saw the message from Race Control. We are about 25 minutes. I'm sorry, we're about half into the race, halfway to go. 22 minutes and 12 seconds. Bad Hunt is still in the box. Phantom has now got the actual race lead. Now, Juggernaut, will he have P2? It's going to be close between him and Bad Hunt. I think Bad Hunt is now out and safely into P2. So Bad Hunt has gained quite a bit. Not only has he jumped Zach, but he has jumped Jug and kept ahead of him by a significant margin, as well as DXD Ishigo as well. So the gap between Phantom and Bad Hunt actually isn't as far as we thought it would be. It's a couple corners, so it's not that bad, but it's still within a sizable gap, and he could possibly still challenge the Bentley and Phantom for the race win. 13 laps has gone in, 8.4 seconds the gap between first and second. We'll see Juggernaut has gone almost into the timing zone now. We'll see what Juggernaut has on his plate. He's about 9 seconds to Bad Hunt. DXD is around the same kind of gap behind him as well. That is about 7 seconds. Zach isn't far behind DXD. It's 3 seconds. Porsche Neymar isn't far behind. It's 3/10 to him, or 3 seconds to him. B-Dunk is within a second of Neymar in the Mercedes. Deer Hunter is going through turn 1 at the moment. He's going to have a little bit to go for the timing line. So we'll keep an eye on these two now. They have a little bit of a battle going. This closest one on track that I can see at the moment within a second for B-Dunk, trying to go chase down the South African liveried of BRL Neymar in the Mercedes AMG GT3. So with about halfway to go, I'm suggesting maybe another 10 at the most laps. It's about roughly 2-minute lap time. Yeah, I'm not even going to try. But you see the headlights, endurance lights are going on. It is starting to become dusk and going into the nighttime here, the 9 hours of Kyalami. We started at 2 p.m. local time, and it will end at 11 p.m. local time, so we'll now go into the dark. Not only will the drivers have to contest with lower temperatures, but now lower visible conditions. It'll be harder to see. It'll be harder to really gauge where you brake, where to turn, where the curves are. We'll see how the drivers adapt to it. The same driver has to adapt the best way possible to any given circumstance. At the moment, Bad Hunt has done a really good job, or Phantom has done a really good job of holding off Bad Hunt. He improved by about 2/10 that lap ahead of the Lexus, so we could possibly see Phantom on his way to redemption. But there's still a long way to go. 19 minutes remaining in the Grand Prix. So we see Zach's closed up to the back of DXD for P4, and still on the charge for the Porsche. The last time he was on a charge to this margin was Silverstone, and he ended up giving us a great fight for P2, I believe it was, or P3. So we could possibly see that again as the bright endurance lights of the Porsche and the red-hot brakes of the Porsche glimmer through the dusk and the setting of Kyalami's circuit in South Africa. 9 seconds exactly, 9 seconds flat is the gap between Bad Hunt and Phantom, with about 18 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. Still on the charge, though. Better gap and a better run off the final corner for Zach, going on under the slipstream, almost under the rear wing of the Ferrari. Zach pulls out to the left. Will he go down the inside? He's looking for it. DXD defends and covers off and cuts him off and keeps the position. A little bit of contact between Zach and DXD. DXD still stays ahead and will still be ahead. But it looks like he goes over the curb. Better run to Zach, but Zach will have to back out of it and stays behind DXD for the time being. So there's another opportunity. 9.2 seconds to gap between Bad Hunt and Phantom. Juggernaut 8.6 has gained quite a bit. 0.3 seconds to gap between Zach and DXD. Can we see Zach go for it? But when will he do it? He has to make it smart, make a great move. That will have to be done. Neymar and B-Dunk has got evened off their battle. About 3.1 seconds separates those two drivers now. Skeppy isn't far behind Taylor. The Nissan and the Ferrari. Will Skeppy look for a move late on the brakes, really close to the back of the Ferrari? Almost looks like he may have made contact with Taylor. Taylor off the track, Skeppy up into P10, P9 now, going in to the second sector, back up with Zach and DXD. Ichigo has gotten a little bit of a gap to Zach, actually around the same gap, about 5/10 second improvement from the first sector timing line to the second sector timing line. So Zach will have a little bit of a challenge to make the final 16 or 17 minutes of this Grand Prix. Josh is in the pits again. I believe this one to repair damage. Looks like the front of his car has some damage. The bumper isn't quite on right. Yep, you see that. Zach's actually in the pits as well. What happened to Zach? DXD's in as well. They have a crash? Well, DXD's actually behind Zach. So maybe they did. A 30-second stop-and-go penalty for car number 22. Zach has a stop-and-go penalty. It goes from bad to worse for Zach. So that is not going to help his race out at all. B-Dunk's been promoted to P5 in the Bentley. Neymar to P4. Deer Hunter may actually grab Zach again. He's 25 seconds off. Yes, he will grab it with a 30-second stop and go. The pit window has been closed, so all drivers have already done their mandatory pit stop. No one is in the danger zone. Ichigo still in the box, probably repairing damage, it looks like. Might as well get that out of the way now. So for the front, 6.9 seconds is the gap between Juggernaut and Bad Hunt. Bad Hunt has 9.6 to Phantom. DXD goes off the jack and now going back on to at the dark setting of Kyalami as it goes into the night. It was at dusk. Now we're having a little bit of night driving, a little bit of night fun. You pretty much can see if there's a battle going, because you'll be blinded by the lights. I'm waiting for that joke. Joking. Anyway, so the closest battle on track, I believe Taylor's not too far away from Skeppy's Nissan. 1.8 seconds as they go up to the timing line. How close it will be? Yep, Josh is not that far away from these two as well. So Josh has already lapped. It will not be for position, but it's still a close track battle in a sense. About 14 minutes and 45 seconds left to go in the 9 hours of Kyalami. The exact gap is 2.3 seconds from Taylor to Skeppy. Let's take a look. Skeppy's actually a little bit closer to Josh in front of him. Josh is 2 laps behind that of DXD Ichigo, who's actually out of the pits. Zach is in the pits and serving his 30-second stop-go time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Like I said, it's going to be difficult. There could be a lot of mistakes in the pit lane, and that's proving it. Zach not only loses the position to Deer Hunter, but to Skeppy and to Taylor. So now Zach's going to have to fight for the P8 position. When it may be too late for that, he's still in the box. So blue flags have been shown for Josh to let the Nissan of Skeppy through. Skeppy now has a little bit to try to go chase after Deer Hunter if he possibly can once he gets through. There you go, the 22 Car number 22, 30-second stop-go penalty has been cleared. Zach is now all set at the end of the race, barring another penalty. Hopefully not. As we go through Bad Hunt, 10.5 seconds is the gap between him and Phantom. Jug's not too far away. DXD's not too far away from him, actually. But DXD is a lapped car, as Neymar. It's 4.8 seconds from Jug to Bad Hunt. We could possibly see a battle between those two for P2 heating up in the coming laps. Neymar quite a bit away from Juggernaut, as BRL got off the track quite a bit at the penultimate corner. Neymar is 22 seconds behind the Lamborghini of Juggernaut. So, looking has Josh let Skeppy through yet? No, he hasn't. He's actually probably saying Skeppy's definitely gained on Josh. The gap between Skeppy and Deer Hunter, barring the last timing zone line, was 3.1. So all the times that Skeppy is stuck behind Josh, he's actually losing time to the car in front of a Deer Hunter. Josh lets Skeppy pass and up into clean air to try to go change down Deer Hunter 2.4 seconds. So he still is catching up. 12 minutes left in the race, so there's still enough time for Deer Hunter to catch or to stay ahead of Skeppy. Skeppy could still have P6 on the cars after the mistakes that has happened in him. Now that's a mistake. Deer Hunter lost it in the middle of the corner. A little bit of a snap of oversteer. That's going to help and entice Skeppy to try to go and pressurize the Aston. He knows that he no longer has a car that's stable. The temperatures do not work with the Aston as much as the Nissan right now, and Skeppy knows that. Skeppy now has about 11 minutes and 50 seconds to go pressurize the 0.9 gap for Deer Hunter. Blinding. The lights are blinding. The endurance lights to try to go and put Deer Hunter off. Can it be done? That is about 0.9 of a second before the last timing zone. It has gotten a lot closer since then, down into the hairpin. Can it be done? I'll keep an eye on the gap between Juggernaut and Bad Hunt as the timing lines go through, just in case of a move happens between those two drivers. And Skeppy has pounded to the back and now almost onto the back, 2 tenths, and around the outside looking for the Nissan on the Aston Martin for P6. Nothing can be done there. Deer Hunter holds position for now, going through the ultimate corner now into the front straight. Deer Hunter now, so he may have to start thinking about defending, but not if Skeppy does that. A little bit off the track, a little bit of a mistake, but it looks like nothing has been affected. Can Deer Hunter keep ahead of Skeppy in the Nissan? Looks like not. Skeppy has a little bit of run. Deer Hunter goes defensive all the way to the left side of the track, trying to get the toe away from the Nissan. Deer Hunter goes back, still trying to be defensive for Skeppy the long way around if he wants to go for it. He does not. Late on the brakes. Looks like it goes more to the Lexus, or not the Lexus, the Nissan, but he still stays behind the Aston going into the first sector of corners. A little bit wide going on. Deer Hunter, a little bit of a mistake again. Another switch, the same corner as last time, and Skeppy now is up into P6. But don't look now. Josh is going to try to see if he can get his Porsche into the battle. It's not for position, but he can still try to get the best he can. Skeppy up to P6, Deer Hunter P7. It looks like it's more evened out. Skeppy is now released into clean air and trying to go drive away from Deer Hunter's Aston Martin, who looks like it could be struggling right now with the temperatures of the tires going through turn 4. And Bad Hunt, their gap's about 2.5 seconds, 9 minutes, under 10 minutes now in the race for the 9 hours of Kyalami. We still have a chance for a battle for P2 between Bad Hunt and Juggernaut. Keep an eye on the gap between Skeppy and Deer as well. It is not 2 tenths. That's the last time they went through the timing sector. The gap between Skeppy and Deer Hunter is now 9 tenths, 7 tenths of a second gap. That is plus the overtake as well. So Skeppy has been about a second or so faster that sector than Deer Hunter, as Josh is now pressurizing that Aston Martin for that place on the track, not for position, but is still on the track regardless. But that's what we're looking at right now. Juggernaut in the Lexus, not the Lexus, the Lamborghini chasing down the Lexus of Bad Hunt. There you go, I got it right. About 1.9 was the last time they went through the timing gap, and it looks like it's been a lot closer since then. About 8 minutes and 55 seconds remaining in the Grand Prix. 1.3. Yes, it is definitely a lot closer. The Lexus could have to try his best to stay ahead of Juggernaut's Lamborghini, who's done everything he can to make sure he can get back to where he should have been barring the 2 collisions. It's been spun round, and I'm not going to put blame, so I'm not going to say who I think was at fault for the SF-1776 and the Juggernaut collision, but regardless, it was 2 collisions for Bad Hunt, or for Juggernaut. So now he's timing all he can to chase down Bad Hunt for P2 on the road. It may not be the win, but it's a great recovery drive nonetheless. If he can try to grab P2, a podium regardless is pretty good. So the fact that he's even in contention for P2 is even better. It's a great drive from the Lamborghini driver today in Kyalami. Bad Hunt goes really wide. That's going to put Juggernaut up with a better run going through into turn 5. Can Juggernaut make the move? He's looking for it a little bit to the inside. Is he going to go for it? No, he doesn't. He's going to try to be patient. Wait for the move to come to him. Don't push the car a little bit more than he has to. Pressurize Bad Hunt into making a mistake. Goes wide again through the apex. The Lexus is not really looking as planted as it was before. The race may not be as agreeing with the temperatures of the late night driving. 7 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock. That is how much time Juggernaut has to get past Bad Hunt. He has about roughly maybe 4 or 5 laps. That's Bad Hunt wide again through the hairpin. Juggernaut is really close to the back of the Lexus now. Could possibly even try to go for the move down to the right-hander after. Here we go. Is Jug going to think about it? Bad Hunt goes defensive. Jug goes to the left onto the grass. Off the track. Now into the gravel. That's a mistake and a half. He's going to try to see if he can get back on track and recover the best he can. That was oh so close to being a great overtake. But luckily, it was also oh so close. Actually, unfortunately, it was also close to being a major collision for him as well. So fortunately, it was not too significant. Let's go look at the gap. Bad Hunt to Phantom. The gap between those two, 12.5 seconds. Phantom's definitely clearing the gap on Bad Hunt. Juggernaut was 3.3 seconds behind. Now 6 minutes and 30 seconds left in the Grand Prix. There may not be enough time for Juggernaut to catch Bad Hunt. We'll have to keep in mind that with this much time left, about 1 minute and 45 seconds a lap is the normal lap time right here. That's being generous. So, about 2 laps will cost you about 3 minutes and 15 seconds or so. 3 minutes and 30 seconds or so. So, if 2 laps is 3 minutes and 30 seconds, we could be seeing about 3 laps. Maybe plus or minus 3 laps. No. Plus or minus 2 laps, how about that? So, depending on Phantom's pace, we could actually see 3 laps. As he's actually lapped Zach. So it has been quite the unfortunate day for Zach. And at one point, Phantom was battling Zach in a way of he could try to overcut him. Now Zach's being lapped, and Phantom's now going to be putting the pressure on. The amount of laps remaining. Not many to go, about 2 or 3, depending on Phantom's pace in the next couple of laps. We'll keep that up to date. The battle between Juggernaut and Bad Hunt has kind of gone a little bit more towards Bad Hunt's line. 2.6 seconds is the gap. Keep an eye on that. Phantom is 23 laps and has about 5 minutes left. That is about 2 or so laps. Juggernaut, a mistake through the final corner, pushing hard on the Lamborghini. And that is, once again, another mistake that is going to cost him more time on the ground to Bad Hunt, which is going to be not the way he wanted. He has enough gap to Neymar. About 20 or so seconds. Neymar is going through the crossing corner right now as Jug's going into turn 1. So Jug, at this point, has to either realize if it's worth pushing. If it's worth pushing, in his eyes, he needs to get on it. He has about 4 minutes and 35 seconds, so about 2 or 3 laps to get the move done. If not, he should just relax, take a calm breather, and just bring the car home. He's already made 2 pretty big mistakes in the last couple of laps. That could have been a daybreaker. Because Neymar may be about 20 seconds or so behind, but he may not be for long if Juggernaut does a spin or if a crash does indeed happen. So it's really up to the driver, including Juggernaut in this case, to really decide what he wants to do with his car. But he's gotten a lot closer to Bad Hunt. Bad Hunt with a mistake through the S's. Juggernaut could definitely still get P2. It's on the cards. He looks for the late braking, and that is wide from Bad Hunt again, going through Juggernaut down the inside and up to P2. I was talking about how it could be maybe a nice time to relax and grab P3 and just take it and bring the car home, but he grabs it, proves me wrong, his P2. He gets ahead, and I've been disconnected. That is unfortunate. Uh-oh. It's not letting me connect to the server. Or any server. There we go. Hopefully I still have enough time to at least see the finishing order. Well, I apologize. I was disconnected from the server, so let's go at least look at the final finishing results. There we go. Phantom wins the Kyalami Grand Prix ahead of Bad Hunt in P2. Black Juggernaut gets P3. BRL Neymar P4. B-Dunk not too far. Skeppy, he's found a way all the way back through. What has happened? B-Dunk battling up to the line. Skeppy with his little bit run is not enough, though. B-Dunk will grab P5 ahead of Skeppy for P6. Deer Hunter, he's going to be around the final corner now for P7 in the Grand Prix. Taylor is going to round the final corner now for P8 in the Grand Prix, and definitely good recovery drive for him. DXD Ishigo finishes P9. What a race it could have been for him. Josh gets P10. And the guys who are disconnected, P11 goes to Zach GW22. What an unfortunate race it's been for him. P12 goes to SF1776. And P13 goes to FRA Formula. All three have DNF'd from the Grand Prix. So that will pretty much do it from the track action. Let's now go to the qualifying, or the podium sitters for the Grand Prix. All right, everyone should be in now. Is that correct? Yes, you are. All right, so when I come to you, please click the box for your audio to be included. We'll go to Jug first. So Jug P3, I mean, I know it must be very, very, very unfortunate and very, very aggravating, and you must be furious at the moment for what has happened in that race. You've had a lot of pace, and it looks like it could have been gone for a win, especially after the unfortunate mishap with Zach. But it's only P3, which is still good, podium. But I know you're probably a lot more frustrated with that.
It's a bit frustrating, but I'm not going to say I'm sitting here feeling at the end of the day. We're just getting started in the season. Everyone's getting settled. So, I'm happy with P3. It is unfortunate. I don't want to, put the blame on anybody, but, a couple times I was ran off the track, and the most frustrating part is right after overtaking for a second, my wheel came off my disc. That was a situation to handle. So, I guess with everything that happened, yeah, P3 is a good result, and I don't think it should drop me in the championship, so can't really be upset at the end of the day.
Yep. So I think with that should get you 15 points, your total at 48. So, which would actually, I think, put you ahead. Yeah, it would put you ahead of Aircab, so you'll probably moved up ahead of him for P4 in the championship. Actually, no, it'll put you ahead. It'll put you P3 ahead of Aldifer. So, great day for you, I guess, in that sense. So, congrats on your podium.
I appreciate it, and congrats to Phantom and Pat Hunt for the results of the race to both you guys as well.
Thank you for letting us interview you for podium, and congratulations once again. So we'll go on to P2. Pat Hunt, you continue your championship charge, but it may have so far. You may have lost the battle, but you could still challenge for the war. You have lost. 7 points on Phantom from this Grand Prix, puts you 2 points behind him going into the next round at round 6. So, I mean, starting P8 and finishing P2 is a great day in my book. I would say so, right?
Yeah, I had a pretty good run. I'm still at striking distance. I didn't have the pace that first and third place had, but I knew if I just kept it out of trouble, kept it going in the right direction, then I could probably at least get a podium. But coming into the race, I was hoping for a top 5, and it worked out better than I expected.
Yep. So, obviously P2, another podium for you. I believe that is a string of good finishes once more for you. Let me pull that up again. I mean, you finished on the podium 3 times in 5 races, which is a pretty good average. You finished second 3 times, actually. So every time you've been on the podium, you've been in second. And so I guess when you try to kind of keep that up next week, what are you aiming for?
I'm aiming for a win. I just keep coming up a little bit short, being bridesmaid position, but coming to Stano, we'll see if we can change that.
Yep. Congratulations on your podium.
Thanks, sir. Yeah, congratulations to the other 2 podium sitters.
So that leaves one. Phantom, you got the win. And the championship lead.
Bring the car home in P1.
It was your first, actually, it's your second win of the season, first one since Brands Hatch in the season opener. You've had kind of a string of ups and downs, obviously finishing P1, then kind of having the unfortunate race at Silverstone, then being P10 at Bathurst, then being also close to P2, only by about 9/100ths of a second, now finally getting the win again. So what does that mean for you, obviously, in the span of the championship and for this race itself?
It's just going to be keeping my pace kind of more consistent. At least it was a little frustrating on my end with the first stint, just kind of being around all the other cars, and at least pace-wise and just kind of running my own lines was a little inconsistent, so just be trying to work on that for the first stint. But as soon as I did the undercut and just kind of got my own clean air, it's just kind of run the same line and just kind of keep the consistency at the same and pretty much run the same laps just over and over and over again and just pull from all the other guys behind.
That you definitely did. I believe the final gap before I was lagged out of the server was about like 13, 14 seconds. I'm not sure what the actual final gap was. Actually, I have it right here. I am done. It was about 16.2 seconds. So the fact you had that big of a gap going through showed how quick you really were at the latter stages of the races. It looks like your Bentley was quick in the beginning of the race, and usually if you're quick in the day with hotter temperatures, you're not so quick at the night, because it's cooler temperatures, the car's not set up in the same way. So the fact your Bentley was strong not only in the day, but the night just shows how dominant your car is. Don't you agree with that?
Yeah, a little bit was also due to changing the tire pressure. Since I knew it was going to be a little bit cooler of a track at night, just decided to drop the tire pressures by just kind of half the PSI and get a little bit more performance out of the car at night.
So congratulations on your win, the second one of the season.
Mm-hmm. Glad to be back on the top step.
All right, well, thank you for your time. So up for us in the booth and on the track for Group 1, that is pretty much it. And so don't leave, though, because Group 2 will be starting it not too far from now. Same guys, or same track, different guys. We'll have some fun from there. But up from us in Group 1 and for myself, Hey Catcher, in the booth, and everyone from Phantom, Jug, and Bad Hunt, not in that order, by the way, your podium sitters, we say good day and good night.
Thank you, sir. Have a good one.